For centuries, sailors whispered of a patch of ocean cursed by the unknown, a place where ships vanish, compasses spin like roulette wheels, and time seems to dissolve. This is the Bermuda Triangle, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. It's more than just coordinates. It's a portal into our deepest fears of the sea. The earliest reports date back to the 1400s, when Christopher Columbus himself noted strange lights and compass malfunctions while navigating these waters. He wrote in his logs about dancing lights on the horizon and erratic compass readings. Was he hallucinating, or had he stumbled upon something humanity wasn't meant to understand? By the 20th century, the stories only grew stranger. Ships would send out distress calls, perfectly normal one moment, then nothing. No wreckage, no survivors, no explanation. It was as if the ocean itself had swallowed them whole. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men, vanished without a trace. No SOS, no debris, just silence. The ship was enormous, nearly 550 feet long, and yet it disappeared like a paper boat in a storm drain. This wasn't just tragic. It was terrifying. Theories erupted. Was it a massive underwater vortex, a giant magnetic anomaly that disrupted navigation, or something else entirely, something the government didn't want us to know? The term Bermuda Triangle wasn't coined until the 1960s. But by then, the legends had already seeped deep into public imagination. Airplanes, too, began vanishing. Like Flight 19, a group of 5 Navy bombers that took off in clear weather and were never seen again. All pilots were experienced. Their last transmission was chilling.
What is your compass reading, Powers? I don't know where we are. We must have gotten lost after that last turn. MT-28, this is FT-74. What is your trouble? Both my compasses are out, and I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And just like that, gone. But disappearances were just the beginning. The real mystery lay not in what vanished, but in what might have been watching. Some believe the Bermuda Triangle is a crack in the fabric of space and time, an interdimensional rift that opens and closes without warning. These aren't just wild guesses. Eyewitnesses have reported flying through strange fogs where clocks stop and hours pass in seconds. In 1970, pilot Bruce Gernon flew from the Bahamas to Florida when his small plane was engulfed in an electronic fog. Instruments failed. The horizon vanished. When he emerged, he had inexplicably jumped 100 miles ahead in his route, arriving 30 minutes too early. Gernon is still alive. He still swears by what he saw. Scientists dismissed his claim, called it coincidence or instrument malfunction. But others, especially theorists in the fringe community, think Gernon flew through a natural wormhole. A rip in space-time that briefly opened, allowed passage, then closed. This idea isn't as absurd as it sounds. Physicists have long speculated that Earth may have regions where magnetic fields intersect in unpredictable ways, bending reality itself. Could the Bermuda Triangle be such a place? Then come the UFO sightings. Countless reports from naval officers, pilots, and even civilians speak of lights that move faster than any human aircraft, objects hovering above the water, then shooting upward into the clouds. These sightings often precede the vanishing of ships or planes. Some theorists suggest that the triangle is a surveillance zone for extraterrestrials, perhaps even a transportation hub. Ships and planes don't crash, they're taken. There's even a CIA declassified report mentioning unidentified phenomena observed in the Atlantic. Though vague, it fuels speculation that governments know more than they let on. And if time portals do exist, who's to say they haven't been used? For centuries? Maybe the triangle isn't just a trap. Maybe it's a door. Another theory reaches further back, far further. What if the secret of the Bermuda Triangle isn't about the future, but the past? Some believe the triangle covers the ruins of Atlantis, the fabled lost civilization that sank beneath the waves. First described by Plato, Atlantis was said to possess advanced technology beyond anything in the ancient world: crystal energy, flying machines, magnetic power sources. Wild speculation? Maybe. But some underwater anomalies make this harder to dismiss. Sonar scans have revealed symmetrical structures, like roads and walls, deep beneath the ocean near Bimini Island, a location just inside the triangle. The so-called Bimini Road resembles an ancient stone pathway, unnaturally precise in shape. Even stranger, divers have found unexplained magnetic distortions near these formations. Compasses spin. Electronics fail. Some claim to hear distant hums or pulses underwater, mechanical, rhythmic, alive. Could remnants of Atlantean tech be buried beneath the sea, still radiating energy that scrambles our instruments and pulls planes from the sky? Then there's the human factor, the one conspiracy theorists never ignore: government cover-ups. What if the Bermuda Triangle isn't an accident, but an experiment? Whispers of the Philadelphia experiment in the 1940s tell of U.S. Navy attempts to make ships invisible using electromagnetic fields. Witnesses say one ship vanished and reappeared. Some sailors fused into the metal hull. It was never repeated. Officially, it never happened. But unofficially? What if those experiments continued, moved to a more remote area like the Bermuda Triangle? A place where the ocean could hide failures, where accidents wouldn't raise suspicion because, well, things already vanished there. In the 1950s, Project Magnet and Project Grudge aimed to study geomagnetic anomalies and unidentified flying objects. The Bermuda region was a point of high interest. Why? Because of unusual spikes in Earth's magnetic field. Natural or caused? Some insiders claim radar experiments tested teleportation, stealth, and even time travel. Failed tests could explain planes disappearing mid-flight or reappearing decades later in pieces on distant shores. The real horror might be that they knew that every ship and plane that vanished was not a victim, but a volunteer in a program they never signed up for. Why else would governments keep denying any anomalies? Why else would investigation files vanish and search missions be quietly closed? Because if the triangle is a lab, then we are the test subjects. In the end, maybe the Bermuda Triangle isn't one mystery. Maybe it's all of them, layered like secrets buried beneath waves. Science says it's just coincidence, that weather patterns, methane bubbles, and human error explain it all. But if that's true, why do we keep coming back to these stories? Why do the chills linger when we hear a pilot's last words or a ship's final log entry that ends mid-sentence? Maybe we fear what the Bermuda Triangle represents more than what it is. A reminder that despite all our technology, the world still has blank spaces, places unmapped, unclaimed, unknowable. Somewhere beneath those waters lies an answer. It might be a forgotten civilization, a rift in space, an alien outpost, or a man-made mistake no one dares confess. But whatever the truth is, it remains deep, waiting, quiet, and every so often, it reaches out and takes. So the next time you look out at the open sea and it looks back, remember the Bermuda Triangle. Not just a place, but a question, one that may never be answered, and maybe that's what keeps it alive.